All right, my friends. So China is reporting the lowest number of new births since basically the what did Mao Great Leap Forward in the 1959 to 1962. All right, so they only had a net 480,000 new people in the country of China. So they birthed 10.6 million, which is only 7.5 babies per 1,000 people. Again, the lowest level since freaking basically the 1950s. China isn't the enemy, my friends. It's not. I get it, man. They're communists. We all hate communists. I hate communists. They're not the enemy. It's just not. Now, do I want to live in China? No. Should we support China? No. Should we bring back manufacturing? Yes. All these are yes, 100%. Is China doing bad things? Yes, absolutely. I think it's such a false, I don't want to say false flag, but like a false bogeyman to say, it's almost, I can almost in a way see how the left used to say this about the right, that there's a commie under every bed. And now it's the left that thinks there's a Nazi under every bed or a white supremacist. In fact, I was reading someplace today that the Nebraska Cornhuskers got rid of their mascot because the mascot says A-OK. And they're going to do a number one because they don't want to be accused of white supremacy. I'm like, dude, this is so flippin' insane. That is the enemy. The insanity of the left. It's not just the left. I hate to say it, but I was watching the conservative treehouse post about Lindsey Graham. It's just we got this mushy middle, some fake false right. So Lindsey Graham wants war with Russia over Ukraine. He wants to throw the book at January 6th protesters. He's all in favor of Biden's freaking Sniffy Joe nominees. And he's a good guy, supposedly, because he votes R. And I was like, it's funny, because when he was running last year, they had some polls that showed him way down, and I can't remember the guy's name was, the black guy in South Carolina. And then, freaking Lindsey Graham won going away. Do you think that wasn't scripted? Of course it was. Jamie Harrison was his name. I can't remember what he does now. But of course that was scripted, man. Come on. And I'm just like, there's no way Lindsey Graham is going to lose. And yet he got all the Republicans riled up. Lindsey's bad, but Jamie Harrison's worse. It's like Ralph Warnock, whatever this clown's name is. The same thing here. Now, that didn't work here because, a lot of people were disenfranchised, man. There's no other way around that. And a lot of people were just like, why should I? Look. We didn't throw up any good candidates. I get that, but somehow we know what happened in Fulton County. I won't say anything more because YouTube will ban me. But at the end of the day, the Republicans in a lot of ways did that to themselves. And so what happened in South Carolina? I said we're going to get Jamie Harrison, and he's going to beat Lindsey Graham unless you guys get out there and give money to Lindsey Graham. And a lot of freaking silly people said, we're going to give money to Jamie Harrison, blah blah blah. And the point was, Lindsey Graham was never at risk for losing that seat, and here he is now, and he's gone back to his D.C. globalist ways. It's the same freaking thing. We're Russia or China is always the bad guys, and yet we have idiots running our universities, supposedly teaching our kids on how to think, and they're saying if a Nebraska guy does like this, that's white supremacy. It's just this insanity, man. But let's focus on China. It's stupid. China is losing people, well, not quite yet, but they only have a net gain of 480,000 people of a country with 1.3 billion people, man. All right, they've had 5 straight years of declining birth rates. Birth rate declined 11.6% in 2021 or 2020, which is less than the 18% in 2019. Still, it's going down in double digits each and every year, and that compounds itself. So a net new gain of 480,000 people on 1.3 billion people. 7.5 new babies for 1,000 people. That's not the enemy. I'm sorry. They're not going to freaking storm into Washington and we're all going to be speaking Mandarin. It's not going to happen. Now, they can take Taiwan? I don't know. But just, the enemy is so much bigger than China or Putin. It's spiritual. It's so spiritual. This lack of, this narcissistic nihilism, man, is what it is. And it's sad when you see people get, look, I was caught up in it for years. And now it's so, the globalist agenda of like, us versus them. And I was caught in it. Don't be caught in it. I'm begging you, man. Recognize it is what it is. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. Just like, it's all fake. It's all a way to get us mad at those Chinese guys because they want to kill us and we want to kill them. There's no one sitting in China right now feeding his kids who's saying, you know what, I want to go to freaking Fulton County, Georgia and take some Americans out. No one's saying that. There's not one guy saying that who's raising a family. No one's saying that, man. Now, are there some commie leaders? Sure. Are there some American leaders? Sure. General Milley, he's probably worried about freaking, who knows what the hell he's worried about. He saw a guy in a white lab coat. He said he saw a guy in a white lab coat in the military. He said, "Oh, there's a Klansman. He's got a white suit on." Oh God, because there's a Klansman under every bed, according to the libs. But there's no one out there in China saying we got to come and take those guys out. Of course, there's no Germans saying that either. All right, there's no freaking British saying that. It's just all the governments that put us there. But they're just look. There's just the idea that China's going to come marching just seems silly to me. And not only that, but the idea that China's economy is a behemoth that we're all going to bow to. It's just the same as the Japan stuff in the 80s. It's just not going to happen. That doesn't mean America's going to be the place. I don't know. But where else is it going to be, man? You know, I don't know. Europe? Are you kidding me? Europe's way worse than China, for heaven's sake. All right, we'll see you.